Good afternoon. Savva here from Savva Talk Spurs, joined with Pete from at North London is. Pete, is there an answer to that question? What is North London?
It's a place in London, mate.
You've gone quiet, mate. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Not very well.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just about. No, now I can hear myself.
Give me a sec.
Oh, technical problem.
Technical difficulty. Back in a sec.
Whilst Pete's doing that, everybody in the chat, hello, good afternoon, happy Saturday to you. It is match day. It's not quite the same as being in a season, is it? Pre-season friendlies always a bit meh. Too many substitutions. The game doesn't really ebb and flow, does it? Lots of stops and starts. But let me start by saying, tell me in the chat, what are you hoping to see from today's show? From today's game. I've been having a chat with a few people today on Instagram, talking about what's more important. Some people are saying the result. Some people saying the performance. Some people saying integrating new players into our 11. For you personally, tell me what's more important. And this isn't just about Spurs. If there's fans of any other clubs, what's important to you for friendlies? For me, it's more about Luan, by the way. Spurs are playing against Glasgow Rangers today at 3:00, just under 2 hours. So we'll have the team news in 55 minutes. For me, what's more important is I want to see what have the players been working on with the manager over the summer. What's the pattern? What's the style of play? Now, I'm going to be really honest. From the first two games, I haven't really seen what the plan is. I haven't really seen that they've been working on anything. The game against the Korean 11 was very much like a playground game, wasn't it? You know, you shoot, we'll shoot, one end to the other. I thought Seville completely dominated us from start to finish. The worrying thing for me about that was that this is the type of team we're going to be coming up against in pre-season, in Champions League. So is that a sign of things to come? Is it just a friendly? Should we be worried about anything? There's a lot of ways we could look into it. You tell me, Pete, are you back? Have we got you yet?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, here we go. I've had to put the old headset back on.
Oh, mate, the headset works wonders. Pete, how are you? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Very well. Just want to kick off by talking about, look, we've got Glasgow Rangers in just under 2 hours now. Are you a big one for friendlies? Are they kind of just an unnecessary evil to get to the season? What's your feeling about them?
Yeah, I'm not really fussed about them, to be honest. It's you never know what the agenda is for friendlies. Is it giving people minutes? Is it putting people in a shop window? Every summer we'll have someone who will score a goal or something, and then he'll be the next best thing, and all hope for the season.
Yeah,
we've had that how many years? Do you know what I mean? And and hopefully breeding in some new signings, but that's been a bit. I've not seen much of that personally so far. But it's mainly the last two games that really matter to me. Do you know what I mean? You always get your last big one, don't you, at home?
Yeah, well, I think we've got one coming up against Jose's Roma, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's going to be. I think that's going to put a lot of emphasis on a friendly for a lot of fans. That you know, I can see us if we beat Roma, it'll be he's crap, and if we lose it, it's only a friendly. You know, that's the sort of level.
I can see if they score him running down the pitch, he's going to treat it like a Champions League final. He will, win he?
Yeah. He is a character. I mean, let's look forward to today's game then. So far, we've had an absolute mental game against the Korean All-Star team, where I think, was it 6-3 in the end? I lost count towards the end. Then we've played Seville. I said quite openly last night on my show, Pete, that I was worried from what I saw of the Seville game. Not the score. I don't care if it was 1-1, if we'd lost 3-0 or 1-3-0. I was worried about what we saw from the team preparation. It didn't look to me, and I'm ultra harsh, but It didn't look to me that there was a game plan. It didn't look like we'd been working on any kind of shapes or pattern of play. Did you watch the game? What did you think?
I didn't watch it. I saw some highlights. I think the same, really. It's just sort of carrying on from last season a bit. It's hard to do anything new with the same shit players. Do you know what I mean? Especially at fullback. There's still no creativity in the team and all that. So it's going to be hard. And I'm worried for the season, to be honest. People might go, "Oh, that's a bit mental," but I've seen nothing that encourages me so far in terms of who we're bringing in, really, and compared to what we've still got. Do you know what I mean? 1 or 2 injuries and we're in massive trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about that last night with Kuva 99, and we talked about it's strange, isn't it? How we all support the same club, but people have such different views. Now, I'm going to bring up something that you said to me earlier on a WhatsApp group, which I thought was spot on. You know, I don't know the exact words, you might be able to tell me, but it was basically to do with it's all well and good being positive about the players, but if it's not reality, it doesn't mean anything. It was something along those lines. Do you remember what I mean?
Yeah, it's being positive for being positive's sake, just to be seen as being positive. I'm a good person, I'm positive and everything else. But you can be as positive as you like, but then eventually reality will bite. And then you got to deal with it.
Yeah. So, okay, so look, just before we go to the actual friendly then, let's look at that because lots of fans are telling me, I mean, Pete, you know how many times a day I get called negative. It's been the same for 15, 20 years. I've been called negative every season. You're wrong. Just watch. We're winning something. We've got a strong squad. Yada, yada, yada. It never materialises. And then I'm still called negative, even though I was spot on. Not saying I'm always right, but most of the time I like to think I've been right about Tottenham in the last 10, 15 years. Has anything drastically changed this summer for you to suggest that we're going to be this much more dynamic, brilliant team than we were last season?
No.
What? Why?
No.
Why? Six signings. Why do those 6 signings not say to you, bang, we are a dynamic team, everything's great?
Because you've got to look at you've got to take each signing in context. Most clubs, when they improve their squad, they buy to players to come in the first team, and whoever's in the first team get knocked back into the squad. And Spurs, we buy squad players, and then they eventually get into the first team. Do you know what I mean? Because the good players go. So that's what's happened over the last 5 years. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of a devolution instead of an evolution.
With that, are you referring to the likes of Davis, Dyer, Sissoko, Winks, that were all backups and then have now found themselves in the team?
Yeah. They've been bought as squad players then and eventually being first team players. And we wonder why we don't get anywhere. But, sorry, we still got no real quality at full-back. That's the big worry for me. Yeah, fans are getting all excited over Jed Spence, but this is a player who's never kicked the ball in a Premiership, let alone the Champions League.
Yeah.
And we've already seen, for me, a massive red flag where Conte said that was a club signing, it's not my signing. For me, that's a huge red flag because you think, here we go. How many more of these players have fallen into that category? Because I can't believe a man who needs good quality players for his system to work, especially at fullback, is going to go, I'll take average. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what's funny about that statement, Pete. I remember when it came out, I remember messaging you immediately, or you messaged me, and it was, imagine our shock. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just, like we didn't know. And what makes me laugh more than anything, Pete, is, and it makes me smile so much, is all the fans for 6-7 weeks that have told me Conte wants him. This is Conte's first choice. Paratici's getting who he wants. All of a sudden, they're now clinging to, but he gave it the green light.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
I remember we was having an argument with that geezer on your Instagram about 11 o'clock on Saturday night. Conte must want him. That's why we spent 6 weeks getting him. Conte definitely wants him through the door. Conte, he weren't really fussed about it. And there's a difference between wanting him and accepting him.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? This is it.
Mate, absolutely. Look, I like, we could use as many analogies as we like. If you and your missus sit down, Pete, and go, we're going to go on a 2-week all-inclusive, You might start by, I don't know your financial situation, but you might start.
It might be a touring all-inclusive, I can tell you that. Fucking caravan at Clacton, mate. That's about it.
Exactly. You could sit down and you can browse and you can go, 2 weeks, Maldives, all-inclusive, 10 grand for the 2 weeks. Then reality kicks in for most human beings and we go, all right, let's look at Spain for £1,000 between the two of us, right?
Yeah.
And my point in that is, I want this, I'm accepting this, right? Because it's reality. Now, I get the feeling, especially with the Jed Spence signing, that it's been a case of the club going, we want this young player. We believe he could be worth more money in the future. Plus, we need some more right wing backs. What do you think? Again, this is all made up, but Conte must have said, well, hang on, I want this guy. I want Molina. I want Mukiel. I want whoever it may be. I go, we're not going to pay for that. And he's going, all right, well, I've completely made up a role play there, Pete, but is that feasible?
I don't think it was probably that. I don't think he was that civil when walking after the conversation, put it that way. Yeah. I think he would have had the ump. I think it's all right getting Spence. I've got no problem with the club buying these young players, but it should be in addition to what we're getting, not, well, we ain't going to get him, so have him. It's not fair on the manager. It's not fair on the player because he comes in now under huge pressure to deliver at a level that he's never played at before.
Yeah,
it's completely mad. Now it's still 2 weeks left to find out. We may get another right wing back, and then happy days. Emerson can do one, and then you would have a top one, and then you got Docky, and then you got Spence, where you can bleed him in slowly, and then he can pick up and cut his teeth in the league bit by bit. Do you know what I mean? Because we can't loan him out to a Premier League club because of the rules. So that's what we should be doing.
So let me ask you then. So at the back end of last season, I think, there were many chats where people have said, well, we've got 5 or 6 really good first teamers in this 11. We now need to go and get the rest of the 5 plus another 4 or 5 to add squad depth. So with that in mind, of the 6 signings, who for you is significantly upgraded? I.e., who comes into our 11 and immediately you go, that is much stronger than what we had? How many of the 6?
2, Basuma and Perisic.
Right.
But the bar, I mean, especially at Perisic, the bar between Perisic and Sessegnon is fucking Grand Canyon between them two, and that's going to be the problem. There's nothing in between. In midfield, okay, we got Højbjerg, Skip, Bentancur, and you can play around with it a bit, but at left wing back, given Sessegnon's made of glass, so he'd probably be injured today for the next 3 months, just doing his laces up. Then you got Perisic, 33-year-old, playing twice a week. It's knocking the bollocks out of him. It's all warning signs.
This is the worry. I mean, look, Longley, decent. Forster, good backup keeper. Richarlison, jury's still out. I'm not one thing about this guy excites me. I've said this for years. He's a scorer of great goals, not a great goal scorer.
He's like getting socks at Christmas, isn't it? You're like, oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll wear them at some point.
Absolutely. Let me just have a look at some of the comments. So THFC14 has said, won't pay enough for a centre-back Conte really wants, but will spend 20 money on a player Conte doesn't want. Nothing ever changes. SOF has said, Skip injured again. I hope he's not struggling to stay fit this season. Definitely need another midfielder. I'll be honest, Pete, I don't know about you. Even if Skip is fit, I feel we desperately need another midfielder. Someone with that creative spark. Would you agree?
100%. If we finish this window with Kane being our sole creator, it's a failure of a window. I don't care who else comes in.
Yeah, and Longley is the only added central defensive option. Brian has said, why is it taking so long to get players out? Now, this is an interesting one, Pete. For me, I think you and I are on the same page with this one. This is what happens when you buy badly for so many years in a row. You accumulate a squad of players that aren't as good as they think they are and aren't as good as Daniel Levy's valuation suggests they are. Pete, for years we've had it, haven't we? You don't know football because you don't rate Ndombele. You don't know football because you don't rate Lo Celso. Hill is going to come great. Rodon's going to be great. Sanchez, Bergwijn, Lucas. I mean, we've accumulated a lot of dross, haven't we, in the last 5 years?
Have we? That's because of our scattergun approach to managers and signing players, and we don't buy quality. We think we always buy the couple of levels below what we actually need, and we wonder why they never work out. And it's hard to get rid of them because they're in London, they're on good money. They think they're better than us. The only place, let's be honest, is down for most of these players, and it ain't just one or two drops. It's quite a significant drop for most of them. Then they're not getting in West Ham's team or Leicester's team. They're going sort of mid-table, if you're lucky.
This is the thing. If you actually think, I think this is something that Steve on our group chat said, didn't he, this morning? He said, if you look at these players, you've got Aurier, for example. Everyone, give Aurier, he's good. Went on a free, went to Villarreal, hardly got any game time. Ndombele, we had to send back on loan to the French league, to a mid-table club. Brian Hill went to Valencia, didn't really do a lot. Who else? Dele Alli went to Everton, who are a relegation-threatened team and look absolutely atrocious. Carter Vickers has gone to Celtic. Jack Clark's gone to Sunderland. Bergwijn's gone back to the Eredivisie to play for Ajax. None of these players that our fans put on a pedestal ever go to a better club, do they?
Don't even go to an equal club, let alone a better one.
No. And that's not me being negative. This is factual, right?
This is reality.
Yeah. And again, that's why Brian, to go back to Brian's point, that's why I think it's tough. You can just imagine, can't you, someone going, right, look, we'll give you 25 million for Ndombele. And Levy going, oh, no, I paid 65, I want 50. And whilst I understand sales and you want a return on investment, if you buy poorly and that player is poor for 3 years, you should expect to take a third of your price, right?
Yeah, not every investment works out. I think also you got to look at the human side as well. Players like Lucas Moura, for example, he's earning good money. He knows the only way is down. He's comfortable being a squad player. His kids are in school probably. They're happy. Yeah. There's all that sort of family element to think about. His wife's happy here. Do you know what I mean? There's all that to think about as well. It's not just a case of there's a player, off you go. There's so many. That's why a lot of players don't want to go because I'm happy being a squad player earning 60 grand a week, but my kids are in school, all that sort of thing. So that family element of it comes into it as well for a lot of them, I'd imagine.
Oh, mate, absolutely. One of the things Kuva and I were talking about last night, and the reason I bring up Kuva, he is in the chat. Big up Kuva, best picture of all time. He said, big up Savva and Pete. As we said last night, Savva, let's get a couple of quality players in to make this great window instead of a promising one. And Pete, would you agree with that statement?
Yes, that's exactly what we're waiting for now, really, isn't it? Because we've signed 6 players, but only 2 are going in the first 11. As you said, the Forrester signing allows us to kick the Hugo Lloris problem down the road for another year because we have to start on that eventually. Longley, if that's a plan for going back for Bastoni or another in the summer, I can live with it. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather we do that than buy someone we don't really want, who's not really good enough. But I'd rather we just show some ambition and go and get another option who was as good.
But Pete, absolutely. That for me, this is the difficulty. All I hear about Paratici, the chef, who apparently is always cooking on a microwave, right? That he has 5 to 10 targets in every position, sorts out terms, and then we pull the trigger on 1 or 2. Now, all I've heard for the last month is, the only centre-backs this club want are Vardial and Bastoni. Neither apparently are obtainable. They're both obtainable if you put the money on the table, but neither are obtainable apparently. But Pete, there's centre-backs all over the world, isn't there, that would absolutely come in and improve our defence immediately?
Oh, yeah, of course. But for me, if Conte said that's either one of them 2 I want and I don't want no other, I don't care, and we've gone, okay, we can do it next year, then I can live with it if for a year. Do you know what I mean? If Longley's coming. I think we need another one still, but that's fine for me. But that's if. It's a big if. Like Liverpool, they waited for Van Dijk. Klopp wanted his man. Didn't want no one else. They waited. They went and got their man in the end, and the rest is history. I can suffer that, but it's a big if we go back and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, let me just devil's advocate. Spurs don't get top 4 next season. Now you go back for Bastoni and Vardy.
Oh yeah, this is the risk you take, isn't it?
They're going, why are we going to leave Leipzig and Inter Milan to go and play in the Europa League or whatever.
Well,
I'm not saying we
listen.
won't get it. I'm just saying if that was to happen. What frustrates me with this, when I look at this, Pete, is you see Chelsea going and get Koulibaly at 38 million euros.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
38 million euros. You see Koundé going down to Chelsea. You see Bremer has gone to Juventus for like 38 million, I think, again. I keep seeing these deals being done, which aren't even... I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, two human beings sitting here saying 38 million pounds isn't a lot of money, but in football terms, these aren't through the roof prices. I want to bring that on, Pete, to this. Kostic is in talks with West Ham. The fee is 10 million and add-ons. 10 million and add-ons for a bloke that's, I think I saw that he's got the second most assists in Europe in the last 5 years. And West Ham in the Conference League are going for that type of player. We are in the Champions League, Pete. There can't be any excuses, can there now? We're in the Champions League. How are we shopping or not even shopping in the same level as West Ham?
I don't understand it. I can't understand why you don't get a player like that for 10 million quid and add-ons. We'll outbid them any day of the week. We've got far more to offer. I can't understand. And people say, because Conte likes Sessegnon. Yeah, like he wanted Spence. Do you know what I mean? There's a big difference between wanting and putting up with. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me because you got Sessegnon's pony, in my opinion, but he's very injury-prone as well, and that leaves you with a 33-year-old playing twice a week and a fullback who's got to work their nuts off game in, game out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing with stuff like that. I've seen it time and time again. We've said it before. This is a buyer's market. You can buy really good players for relatively cheap these days because of the financial situation in Europe for a lot of clubs. We're not anywhere involved. Same as Man City's had a car boot sale basically at half their squad, and we're nowhere to be seen. Do you know what I mean? Top quality players that walk into our 11. No, we don't want none of that. We're too busy in the Championship.
But we're busy at Southampton, Everton, Brighton, and Middlesbrough. Now, listen, I'm not saying before anyone has a go at me, because I'll tell you what, last time I said this, somebody came right in my YouTube afterwards, Pete, and were going, so many good players have come from these clubs. And I was like, look, you're missing the point. I'm not against it. I'm not against the Jed Spence there. But what I am against is when Man City go and put players up for sale, when players like Kostic are available for 10 million plus add-ons, that for me is surely someone at Tottenham's going, we could make a phone call today to Kostic's agent and say, I know you're umming and ahhing about West Ham because they haven't got Champions League. Come and join us. And how many games? He'd get loads of game time. Perisic can go into the front three. Perisic and him can rotate. I don't get it.
You just need it. You need depth.
Yeah.
You never have enough depth. And let's be honest, like I said, Sessegnon will get injured. It's nailed on. It'll be, he's doing really well now because he didn't get roasted twice in one game for once. He's coming on now, and then before you know it, he's getting skinned again or he's injured because that's how his career's gone. There's no basis for sticking with him for me at all.
Absolutely. Just quickly before we move on, guys and girls, thank you for all your comments. There are 110 of you in the chat, which is more than I thought for a lunchtime on Saturday, and only 34 likes. Very sad for me to see. Can I please ask, can the rest of you please just go and smash the like button? I'm also today going to try and get to 1,400 subscribers. I am 6 away. If you haven't subscribed, and I'm sure not all 112 have, please can 6 people go and subscribe to my channel? Please, please, please. I am asking nicely, as next week I'm giving away 2 tickets to a Tottenham Hotspur game versus Southampton and a Spurs shirt. I can't be fairer than that. Luan, just so you know, Spurs have sold, you've been asking, Bergwijn, Cameron Carter-Vickers, and Jack Clark. Apparently 7 or 8 others, Luan, are open to leaving, but nothing has happened as of yet. I'm seeing Tanganga on loan. I'm seeing Reguilon on loan. And at some point, you've got to get some money through the door, right? But Thank you, Nico. Said sensible talk, great channel. Thank you very much, Nico. I think with people like Pete and myself, what we try not to do is I try desperately, and I think I really do achieve it as does Pete. I don't want to be like a Lee McQueen. I don't want to be that guy who I see posts like, oh, I don't want Depay, he's turned us down and he's not as good as Bergwijn anyway. Silly things like that get the likes up, but it's not reality. Luana said, if Kane gets injured, you're in trouble because who's your creative player? Bang on. Holly Agomba, how are you? I hope you're well, my friend. Long time no speak. How are you? I don't see many of our Deadwood players leaving until the end of the window. Other teams will take advantage, get deals because they know we need to get them out. Agreed. Simon said, hi guys, where is our icing on the cake players coming in? Pete, do you see a couple of icing on the cake players coming in?
Well, I think I'm still waiting for the middle of the cake yet, let alone the icing. Do you know what I mean? The icing is when after you bought 2 more players at least that get into that first 11. Then you can start looking at icing. For me, icing would be someone like Maddison. You bring in a Maddison on top of what you've on top of bringing in some top quality players to get in the team.
Yeah. Holly wants Bastoni still. The thing is, all I keep hearing is that Inter Milan are in financial trouble. Surely you can go and get one of their 3, a Skriniar, a De Vrij, a Bast, one of them, and whichever one of those 3, Pete, comes in, automatically strengthens our defence tenfold, right?
Oh, of course. That's what I mean. I get frustrated because I see everyone saying this is a great window because we've bought early, and yeah, we've bought early for once, great. But what have we bought? You can't just buy it. And most of our fan base, every player we buy must be good because we've bought them. Like we've never bought any shit before. Do you know what I mean?
But have you noticed, Pete? Every player our rivals buy are crap.
Yeah, I'm seeing, but they walk into our 11, but they're crap.
Yeah, I see a Koulibaly. Oh, Sterling. Oh, he's not as good as Richarlison. It's like
have a day off.
Oh, we wouldn't want Zinchenko. We got Sessegnon. I know I'd rather have. Do you know what I mean? Let me ask you then. Let me ask you about this, Pete. Sorry, quickly. Holly has said, did well, Kulusevski and Bentancur, though. He cooked them in the oven. Yeah, Holly, he did. I think that they were easy deals for Paratici because of his Juventus connection.
I wouldn't say cooked them in the oven. I say thawed them out because he already knew about them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like having something in the freezer. I can pull that out if I need to pull that out.
Yeah. Sorry, Tottenham Mandem said, Savva, listen to the clubs you just mentioned. Juventus, Barca and Bayern. I don't know what you mean by that. How are we more attractive? I don't feel that I've said we're more attractive. The point is that there are so many players out there that this excuse, we can't compete with other clubs. Other clubs aren't buying every player out there on the market. You're not telling me West Ham are more attractive to go and buy a Kostic, a team in the Conference League. Even, let me talk to you about this, Pete. Scamacca. 38 million euros going to West Ham. We paid 60 million pounds for Richarlison. I just don't understand our ethos, anything. I don't get it. What do you make of that?
I never, the Richarlison signing for me, I never wanted him, I'll be honest. He's got a lot I've seen since then, everyone's getting out there praying with pigeon emojis and all this other crap. For me, I thought we got our trousers pulled down, and for Levy, such a hard-nosed negotiator and all that, normally won't pay the money to get a quality player, was happy to hand over a suitcase full of cash for a pony player or an average player. And while Jesus is going out of City for less than that, you could have bought him and had change. The same could have bought Scamacca and had change. I don't understand that one, what we're doing with that. It's done now, we can't do nothing about it, but it don't excite me one bit. The overreaction from that was massive. As a man who's got a top tally of 13 league goals, that includes penalties.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I mean, Tottenham man then has said Kostic. Us and Juve looked at him. He's not good enough. This bloke is the second top assister across all European leagues in the last 5 years, Pete. And he's not good enough for Tottenham.
But Sessegnon is.
Right. Now, Again, people like this, not every foreign player is sexy. I don't believe I've ever said every foreign player is. Grow up would be what I would say to you. Papa Blankson said, you complain a lot. Listen, dude, I pay nearly £100 every time I go to Tottenham to watch the game. Then I pay my travel. Then I buy my beer and I pay my food. I feel like as a Tottenham fan that has said the same thing for 2 decades, I'm waiting to be proven wrong. So when you say I complain a lot, right, at the end of the day, everything I'm saying each year still comes true. Fans like you who want everything to be bright and rosy in the garden don't want to see the truth. Tottenham Mandem is back. City are massive in trouble if De Bruyne and Ederson get injured. No, they're not. No, they're not, though. People like this, Pete, are trolls. They don't get it. No, I'm afraid I'm not going to block Aaron Dubb. He never does anything wrong, and he's a good guy. It seems like it's you that's the troll. Luan has said Skamaka was going to PSG for 50 million, and now he's gone to West Ham for 35 to 40, and they're signing Kostic on top of that. Absolutely. Conrad Hart said, remember, there was a personal connection with Pep and Arteta. Of course, but it still has to be the player's choice.
Yeah.
It still has to be. You can't turn around and go, we're selling you to Arsenal. Well, I don't want to go there. Right? Let me ask you, what do we need then? What do we need? What's lacking in this squad? Is it a particular position? Is it just depth? Is it quality? Tell me what we need, Pete.
Well, all of that, really. We need better fullbacks for this to work properly. We need another creative midfielder, someone who we can put in and offer something different. Because at the moment, our attack is very one-dimensional. It's down the sides with players who invariably are not good enough to cross the ball, beat a man, anything like that. We've seen it all last season. Bar Perisic is the same thing. Jed Spence, he may prove us all wrong and rip it up, but that's a lot of finger in the wind there, because he's need time to settle. Yeah. Last season we had Kane dropping in quite often. It was great against games like Man City, and you've seen people put video highlights. We don't need a number 10 because we got Kane, which I find is complete nonsense. Just because someone can do a job doesn't mean you want him to do it all the time when he's lacking. For me, we want Kane at the top end of the pitch. Get him back where he belongs. He wants to be there. Yes, he can drop in now and again, but that can't be our game plan every week because teams just counter it. All they do is put a man on there, which is what we saw many times last season. The teams like Brighton, they put Basuma on him. That was the end of that. Do you know what I mean? They walked away with 3 points. It's easy to predict. We're very one-dimensional in how we attack. So we need more options than that. Quality at centre-back. Yes, I think people got carried away with some performances from when we parked the bus, basically. We don't need them. When it comes to it and everyone's got defenders a unit and sit deep, we can do it. They can do that. We've seen that. But when you're being more attacking and then you get caught out a bit individually, then players can get... I mean, none of them are great in the air. Davies, players can breeze past him like he's not there. Same with Dyer. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're not top quality individuals. That's when the individual ability will come in. As a group, they've proved they can withstand an assault for 90 minutes like they did against Liverpool. Same with Sessegnon and Royal. They can withstand that assault. But when you got to go on the front foot, that's where we're going to struggle. And next season, when you got like the 5 subs rule, teams that ain't equipped for that are going to struggle. Because you will get times when you're coming up against 5 centre-backs, because teams will do it. Yeah? They will put extra men in midfield. They can just change it as the game goes on, because you'll have 5 subs now. That's going to change everything, in my opinion, next year. We're going to see a lot of different formations in games where teams will... Formation will basically be a fluid thing, where we'll start with 3 in midfield, then we might go to 2, then we might go back to 3 because we've nicked a goal, all that sort of stuff. And we're not equipped for that. We have not got the quality for that, in my opinion. And by an injury to Kane, once we take Kane out of the game, you take Son out of the game, because whenever Kane's not playing or playing really poor, so does Son, because that's his main supply line, because they ain't coming from anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So it's a massive worry.
It is indeed. Let me just quickly go to some of the comments for a little bit. Is anyone else finding this? I've never been told about this before. I've never had any echo or feedback from my microphone. Please let me know if that's the case. It better not be, because this microphone is bloody expensive. I am for likes, 4 subscribers away from the 1,400. If 4 of you could just wander over now and press that subscribe button on YouTube, that would be much appreciated. Pat Nelson has said, just swoop in and get him. Koulibaly too old and 38 million way too pricey. He's 31, 30, 38 million for a top class centre. Baffling. Sorry, Pat. Baffling. Tottenham man then, Savva, that's not fair on Lee McQueen. He has an opinion. As far as I know, he doesn't attack others. Mate, listen, I'm not attacking him. I'm just calling out that his opinions are, he will never actually tell the truth. What he'll do is, I saw one the other month, it was about how really good Royal had a good first season. And it was like, no, he didn't. Like, let's stop this. It's silly. But people like that, it's for show rather than actually saying the truth. Wayne has said, I hear a lot of Spurs fans say, why buy him? Because he won't get in our team. As though we've got 11 world-class players, too much sentimentality. Absolutely, Wayne. Super chat from Tony Rodriguez. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Kev G said we're going to end up with no other signings. Young Puddy has said, at the Hottie Spurs, good ear. Laugh aloud. Are you a sound engineer? Okay, apparently there is something wrong with my mic. I've not had anything before. Liam Warner said, when you think about it, we haven't actually strengthened our defence much at all. Disappointing. Absolutely. I don't think we have at all. SOF has said Maddison will not be cheap. They saw Spurs pay 60 for Richarlison. He's homegrown and more goal contributions, 70 to 80. SOF, I agree, but this is the point. Rather than going and buy a Richarlison at 60 million, why not put that money towards a Maddison? That's what I don't get. We'll just go for a few more comments, Pete. I like to get people involved.
Yeah.
Someone said only marginally improved the defence with Longley. Tony Rodriguez has said it has been a perfectly okay window, but now I notice Levy is in and poking again. It will never change. Some of the fans need to take off their blinkers and wake up. Christopher said we can get Kostic quite easy. Frankfurt plays Champions League this year. Why would he go to play for West Ham? Well, if they do, what's that?
He is going. He'll probably go there.
I reckon if they pay enough, he'll go, right? If they pay enough wages. What I don't understand, Pete, let's talk about this. I was told that the whole point of building the stadium, that the whole point of getting Conte and getting Champions League was to make us attractive. Why now all of a sudden that we're not signing top quality players have those very same fans got the argument, we're not attractive, we can't compete?
I don't know. There seems to be, and they're happy to make excuses for this club and these owners for not doing it. I mean, where's this 150 million then? Where's that? You be attractive with your pedigree, or you pay good wages. Do one or the other. Unfortunately, we haven't got the pedigree, so pay the wages. You can buy players. You don't need to be in the Champions League to buy players, because we've been in there, never bought no one. Other teams who ain't in the Champions League are buying top players because they've got the pedigree. I've never understand fans who make these excuses. Before the window, once that statement come out, all the fans were saying this is going to be the best window ever. Conte's in charge. Paratici's got all his frying pans out. Levy's not involved. Wherever Conte wants, he's going to get. All that bollocks. And so far, it's like, okay, where is it then? When's it coming? We've bought one top player in Basuma, a good player in Perisic, but let's be honest, in his twilight years. There's still no strengthening. Other than that, there's no strengthening of the starting 11 at all. So where's it getting stronger? Where's it coming from? Well, other teams around us are buying. Arsenal bought 2 players from Man City who walk into their 11. So they're addressing their problems. Man United are doing it. Chelsea, who a lot of fans are saying, we'll finish above them next year for sure, have just gone out and gone, I don't think so, mate. We were just having a kip. Now, there you go, bosh. And drop 200 million, buy all the 3 top centre-backs and Sterling, and away they go. Do you know what I mean? I do not understand why fans make excuses for these owners. There's no excuse for this at all.
We always make excuses. Fans want to get in the Champions League, but then when we demand Champions League quality players, we're told, oh, no, we can't do that. This is a good point from Luan. Luan has said Savva is not complaining. Savva is demanding better and more from his club. That for me is wanting to be the best. He is not accepting continuing mediocrity. For me, that is positivity. Now, isn't that a funny spin on it, right? That me demanding more, like I have for the last 10, 15 years, is seen as negativity. But these toxic positivity fans that are happy with mediocrity call me negative, even though they support failure. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, I mean, there's something attractive in glorious failure to a lot of the fans. They're happy
Yeah.
to be the bridesmaid, never the bride. Oh, we nearly got there. That's why, for a lot of people, oh, the Champions League semi-final was the best night of their life, and you think, oh, I have a day off. Do you know what I mean? Well, look what happened after that. We stunk the place out and we didn't do anything. Yes, it was a great game, but they've lived off that. Oh, remember, we can't give it to Lucas. Remember the Champions League final? Well, so what?
Yeah.
It was a what? Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I'm the same as you. I've got a high threshold for success. I don't think success is where you stand still. Quite often we get to this point. For me, this is the glass ceiling for the owners.
Right.
They're like, this is it now. It's as far as we want to go. It was the same under Poch. Once we get fourth, all of a sudden, we put out a statement saying we're going to carry on going and go further. And everyone was like, well, here we go now. This is it now. We ain't going to settle for fourth. Conte's not come for fourth. Yeah, where's the signings? Where's the investment? That shows me that he's not come for fourth. Because all the signings we're making so far are basically saying to me, we're just trying to maintain where we are now. We're happy where we are. That's it. And to be honest, I think we may struggle just to do that with what other clubs are doing. But there's nothing that says, now there's a couple of players now to take us to the next level. There's not been any of that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is a key thing for me. I don't know in what sense Holly's talking about this, but this is very true. My concern is with the 5-sub rule next season, Pete, and I keep saying this, and I'll say it on every stream until Spurs get to this stage. Let's look at a first 11. I then look at the bench. I can't see what's coming on, mate. I can't see
There's not 5
what
quality players to bring on.
No. There isn't even 5 good players, in my opinion. 5 good players that come on and change a game. Now, what I mean, I'm not talking about, oh, Højbjerg, you come off, Skip, you go on, with a like-for-like player. I'm not talking about, oh, Perisic come off, Sessegnon. I'm talking about Richarlison, okay, can come on and might do something to change a game. Who else? There isn't an ounce of creativity coming off that bench. There isn't anybody that provides goals and assists other than Richarlison. The centre-backs coming off that bench are going to be Sanchez, Roden, Royal coming on for Spet. I'm really, really concerned. I don't care anymore. If people want to say I'm complaining or negative, I'm concerned. Where is this quality coming off the bench?
We couldn't even do it last year with three subs. It was the
Right.
same 2 subs every week with Lucas and Bergwijn, and they were no quality. That was just basically fresh legs and try and inject a bit of pace, but there was no quality there, and as we saw time and time again, I know someone say, well, what about Leicester? Oh, one game, do you know what I mean, which is a mad game. But other than that, consistently, every time they come on, they don't do nothing. So this year, you got 5, and you're going to have to react to what other teams are doing. Because of that 5, that gives a lot of teams flexibility to change up their formation, especially when you're playing teams at the bottom of the league. If they've come for a draw, they're going to start fucking army of defenders, because they can. And they can change it up. Do you know what I mean? Imagine Tony Pulis now with a 5-sub rule. You'll have 5 7-foot centre halves in there. It's like, well, we just come for the point. We're happy to piss you lot off and take our point and go home. You're going to get that. We're going to have to react. You need flexibility in the squad. You need creativity. You need pace. You need solid players. You need all of that so you can counter the situation. What's going on the pitch on a day? At the moment, all we've got is, we'll bring on Højbjerg. Yeah, because say Bentancur and Basuma starting, we're whack on Højbjerg. Say Doherty is a starting fullback, which he probably should be considering what we got now. We'll put Spence on, or we'll put Royal on. So, I mean, bear in mind, Doherty's like that, but the drop from Doherty to Royal is massive, as we saw at the back end of last season. As soon as he dropped out of the team, it went. And now, with the quality, I mean, Richarlison's okay, he's going to run around, but Kane and Son up there, Richarlison's miles away.
Yeah, I think...
And that is all over the pitch. That's all over the pitch.
Just before we move on, come on, I'm asking for 3 more people to go and subscribe to the show. And please, can you all smash the like button? 135 of you in the show, only 64 likes. Told you, once I get to this 1,400 mark next week, I'm giving away 2 Spurs tickets. All you have to do is press a subscribe button. It's free. Paul has said, if Conte was unhappy with the window, wouldn't you have expected him to make his feelings public as he has been known to do? Well, I wouldn't expect him to do it mid-transfer window, if I'm honest. And I'll ask you this question, Paul. Does Spence, Longley, Forster and Richarlison scream to you that is backing a manager that apparently wants to win titles? I keep hearing he's not just here for fourth. He wants to win. He wants to win titles. But then people are telling me they're happy with Spence, Forster, not so much Forster, subkeep, but Longley, Richarlison. Something doesn't quite work for me on that sense.
Sorry, he's already done that now for me. When he said about Spence, let's be honest, if he was happy with what was going on and the club threw Spence at him and said, you got to take him, he's like, okay, I've had 5 signings, I'll take this one. He wouldn't have come out and said that. He would have said, yeah, he's a good player, young player, I'm happy to have him, blah, blah, blah. He wouldn't have said what he said because he's already had 5 players he wanted, so it's give and take. But the fact that he's come out and said that, well, actually, that wasn't really my signing. That for me, that's laying the groundwork for a big moan up come the end of the window if we carry on as the way we are.
I agree. Otherwise,
Big
what was the need for him to mention that?
That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? That's a red flag for me straight away. Here we go.
Yeah. What he could have just, if asked, he could have just said, really happy we've got Jed Spence in.
Yeah, because inside he's already had 5 quality players that he wants. So if he's happy, he ain't going to say anything negative. He's just, yeah, I'm happy with him. He's great, blah, blah, blah. Good young player. I believe in him and all that sort of stuff. But no, he's come out and said the opposite. For me, he's laying a marker there. That's saying, actually, I'm not happy with what's going on.
Pete, we'll come to this question in a second. Has there been just one signing where you go, yes, that is super ambitious?
Not super ambitious. I was quite pleased with the Basuma signing because I thought A, he'd cost more, and B, I didn't think we'd go and do that. So we'd done that, and that was great. And I thought, okay, this is how it's going to go. Then this is going to be, maybe times are changing. But after that, it's just gone. It's gone back to a normal window. That momentum from that signing is okay. You've got him in. He's coming in. He can run a midfield. What you putting around him? Oh, actually, yeah, we're going to go and get Spence, and then we're going to go and get Richarlison, and Longley. I say, so what you got excited about now is now gone back to, okay, we're back to normal. That's going to be a one-off.
I felt like after the Perisic and Basuma signing, I thought we'd lined ourselves up for a real top window. Then I had to slap myself and remember that I'm a Tottenham fan and Daniel Levy is in charge.
Yeah, because I said to my missus, where's that humble pie? I might need that. You get to find that in the freezer. Now I told her, don't worry about it. So fuck it. Just leave it in there. That ain't coming out this year.
Fans just seem like with 6 signings, so we could make 15 signings. If they're not of quality, what does it matter?
I remember we made 7.
Oh yeah. That was bad times. I can't believe I still can't get 4 people out of 133 people to go and subscribe to me. Unbelievable, people. Come on. Let's go to some questions from the chat. Do you think Bayern will make a move for Kane? I don't see it this summer, but possibly next when he has 1 year left. Pretty strange that Nagelman mentioned him the other day. I agree. I don't see it. I can't see it in any way, shape, or form this summer.
No, that boat's
the quickest way Spurs can knock this on the head, Pete, right, is if he signs a new contract.
Yeah. I don't think he'll go Germany. I think if he goes anywhere, it'll be something like MLS or something. He likes it over there. I think he wants that record.
But can you see it? If we get to this stage next year, Pete, and he'll be 30 this time next year, right? He's 30 years of age next year. Let's assume we've not won anything. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? This is all hypothetical before anyone else go at me.
Oh, yeah, and the Sharks will start coming.
And Bayern Munich come in and go, for a guy with 1 year left on his contract, there's £80 million. And Kane says, it's time for me to go now.
I don't think it'll just be Bayern. I think there'll be many Sharks swimming next year if he hasn't signed a deal. Man City could come back because they got the money, buy him just for the squad. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Man United, depends where they are that time. Liverpool, there'll be many sharks swimming around us at that point
yeah.
in 1 year's time if he's not nailed down and we ain't done anything this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Two more subscribers. Come on. Two more. Two more. Paul Brown has said Paratici is cooking on a slow cooker. How about showing some ambition? Absolutely. Aaron, hello, sir. He has said 15 minutes to the lineup. Hopefully, Forster and the two Paddies play to wind up the Rangers fans. JGR Maker said get rid of Sanchez now, and he shouted it at me. I agree with you. Daryl said, got to ask yourself this defense got to ask yourself, this defense good enough to win stuff? Not for me. I agree. Tottenham and them do the same analysis for the other top 6 teams. I'll wait. I guess he's referring to when I'm talking about the squad depth. Well, let's put it this way. If Man City on a Saturday said, right, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Foden, Diaz, and Cancelo, you all come and sit on the bench. Instead, we're going to put in John Stones, Calvin Phillips, Alvarez, Grealish, right? Gundogan. There's no basis for this, is there, Pete? Like,
No, to be honest, I couldn't give a toss about the others. That for me, all that says is do the same analysis. So it's saying, well, because they're not doing it, we shouldn't do it. Yeah, so that's someone who's saying to me that he's happy with what is going on.
yeah,
Not, do you know what I mean? I'm looking to, I want us to start or look at Chelsea and go, okay, we want to overtake you next, and then from then we keep going. But too many fans like that will go, well, this is it. There's a glass ceiling for them as well. They're happy being in the Champions League. Oh, the music and all this crap. They're content with that, and that's why Levy loves them. Until enough fans start driving change at this club and go, hang on a minute, we're not content with this every year. We get top 4, we stand still, eventually we fall out of it, then we try and get back in it, then we get back in it by hook or by crook, then we stand still again. When are they ever going to win anything significant? Until fans drive that change, the owners will continue doing what they're doing, because it won't be. It's not accepted at Chelsea. It's not accepted at Liverpool. They were going on for years and years about winning the league. Do you know, was it 20, 30 years till they last won the league when they won it? And their fans were going Garrity every year. And eventually, and they were winning Champions Leagues in that time and FA Cups and other cups in that time. But they drive change and they got what they want in the end. Man City fans, they won't accept it. All right, you can say all I hear about them is they got oil money and everything else, but their fans demand it now. And Man United fans have been begging them for that for years. But they don't let up. They don't go, okay, we're happy with being fourth when they got fourth, or we're happy with being second last year. They wanted to go further. Their fans drive it. All right, it didn't happen, but their fans still have the right mentality. Ours are just like, oh, it's great to be here. We're happy being in the Champions League, and that's it. That's it. And Levy goes, thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, this is a great comment from SOF, who one day will tell me what his name stands for. He said, we all wanted Dyer, Davies, and Sanchez gone last summer. Now they're good enough to win titles and cups. Not for me. They'll still cost us games. Wolves, Brighton, Southampton all made mistakes. Spot on. I think the problem that we have, SOF, is Davies and Dyer had decent back ends to the season. Decent. Not great, decent. And all of a sudden now I hear, oh my God, how good was Davies? He's all right. He still can't win the ball in the air. He still gets skinned easily because he can't run. Dyer is appalling in the air and turns his back. Let's be fair. We are a Romero injury away from having a very ordinary back three in 4 competitions, including the Champions League.
And even he's got his faults.
Sorry?
And even Romero's got his faults. He comes charging out. He can be a bit rash.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He's not without fault himself. I mean, he's not the perfect save. He's miles better than the other two. But the thing is, as I said earlier, fans got carried away because when we sat deep against City and against Liverpool, and it was like a brick wall there, that fans were like, yeah, now these are the players that we can build on, because they kept a clean sheet at only letting 1 goal at Anfield, stuff like that. But look at the context of that game. Yeah, if no one moved out our half for most of the game, we just counter-attacked and everyone got back. They had full-backs there next to them. Then next to the full-backs were the wingers. Do you know what I mean? It's a complete wall. That's like I remember seeing people saying Sessegnon had Salah in his pocket. and all this crap. And Royal was mustard. He kept Diaz quiet. Diaz scored a deflected goal, but he done what he did to get the goal off. But that's like having a 4-foot bouncer behind the door that's got a brick wall next to it, behind it. No one's getting through that. Do you know what I mean? Well, and he's standing there like giving it the big bollocks, but no one could get into the brick wall there. That was the same in that game. There was such a wall of bodies there that they couldn't get through. That weren't enough to do with individual quality. That was just the tactics for the day, the way the team was set out.
In that game as well, I saw Salah put Sessegnon on his arse a few times when he glided past him. So when people say pocketed, anyway, Peter Simon said Richarlison and Moura for impact. I still don't even believe that with Moura. I think Moura's impact has been awful for 3 years now. Phil has said, Savva, I feel the club needs a league gunner. Do you know what? I often get compared to him, strangely enough, Phil. I'm not saying you've said that. I'm not. Lee Gunner goes full in. And fair play to him. He's not happy with what's going on at his club. And what he does, he says, your manager does this. I don't want him. I don't want him as my manager. And he calls it out. Fair play to him. Nice guy. Conte said he was happy. I've heard that a million times. Tottenham man, Savva is just unhappy, which is his right to be. Oh, you don't know me. I'm not unhappy. What I am is I'm a realistic fan that is saying nothing's changed. I'm not unhappy because, Pete, what did I say to you before this window even opened about what was going to happen this window?
Well, exactly what we both said, exactly how it's panned out.
Right, we said this because everyone was going mad. Oh, my God, 150 million plus Champions League money plus player sale money. And I was sitting there going, no. This is not how Mr. Daniel Levy works. Oh, but he's got Conte now. Yeah. That must be why he's bringing in free transfers, loans, and players from the Championship for 12 million. Nothing's changed. All that's changed is we got them in early this time, Pete, rather than late.
That's it. And people are happy with that. And, it's great. And that's why it's a successful window, because we got them in early. Well.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Phil President has said, that's Henry Wright TV. Jonathan said we need at least 2 to 4 more players. We do, but Jonathan, the key thing for me is it's not just the volume we bring in. The next 2, 3, 4 players have to be quality that goes straight into the 11. I can't keep seeing players like Jed Spence come through the door, and Richarlison and Longley. There needs to be a player that makes you go, that's why we bought a world-class manager to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Mandem said Lee Gunner is a negative moron. Negative or honest? Let me ask you a question. Tottenham Mandem. Do you think we've had a great window? Do you think we've got good depth? And do you truly believe that these 6 players would be the 6 players that Conte would have had at the top of his list? Just asking. Brian has said we have a massive problem at left wing back if Perisic gets injured. Yes, we do. And that's why I'm saying Kostic at 10 million just is an absolute no-brainer. For anyone doubting Kostic, you watch how many assists he lays on wherever he ends up next season. That man loves a cross. And he can cross. Daryl said Conte lost games in the... Oh, yes. Yeah. I agree with that. Sorry, I just got what you meant. Mikhail said, if we sell 5 players, Winks to Celso, Reguilon, Rodon, and Ndombele, our net spend will be 5 to 10 million. That's not a change in mentality. If we don't sign 2 top quality players, I'll be disappointed. Mikhail, you were in my YouTube having a go at me the other day about me being negative. You've got the same opinion as me.
You converted him.
No, he was. I think it was the same person on YouTube, absolutely mugging me off. Let's have a look at our centre back options. I'm seeing that apparently Rodon's wanted by Forest and Fulham. Davinson Sanchez doesn't look like he's going anywhere again. I don't know how that man had survived 5 to 6 years at Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's a disgrace. And Tanganga apparently going on loan to Milan. That leaves us with Dyer, Davis, Longley, Romero. and Sanchez. Talk to me, Pete. How many of them are good enough?
Well, one really. Longlay's, we don't know what it's going to be like. And Romero, he's quite prone to an injury. He had 2 biggies last year, didn't he? He ain't even played the full season for the club yet, and many fans worship him like he's the next Ledley King. But he's a good player, don't get me wrong. But some of them calling him world class already. You're getting far carried away with that. But
Yeah,
you look at it and you think, on a one-on-one situation, they Dyer and Davies get skinned all the time. Yeah.
yeah,
As a unit, in terms, if you want them to do a job where they keep it tight and they got the whole back five to sit tight together, then they can do a job. But unfortunately, that ain't gonna win you nothing. That won't get you very far. We want
yeah,
we're supposed to be. There will be plenty majority of games where we should be on the front foot. And now and again, when you go on the front foot, you will get caught out with a ball over the top or whatever, and then it's them lot running out after it. Dyer, as you say, turns his back a lot when someone's shooting. He's also got
always.
an annoying habit of letting the ball go across him when it's going across goal, rather than cutting it out the front post. I can't remember. I remember Leeds with Jose, and there was another couple of games where he does it. He lets, as if say, "I'll let someone else deal with that," and let the ball go across goal, and there's one of their players tapping it in. He comes rushing out so far. He'll challenge for a ball 30 yards out and then lose it, don't win the header, and then next thing you know, there's a big gap where he used to be. And Davies is quite weak. He's not very quick. And when someone puts past him, he's quite a habit giving away the odd penalty as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think what happens a lot, Pete, is players have a decent game and fans go, "Oh, there's a player in there," or
Yeah, yeah.
"Oh, Conte can get the best out of them."
Conte's working his magic.
Yeah, these players, like Sanchez, Davis, Dyer, they've been here for so long. We've seen good moments of them in the past. We've seen bad moments. The problem is we keep thinking we're going to recycle every squad player to become brilliant, and unfortunately, the top clubs don't do that. As Luan said, smash the likes, smash the subscribes. Let's have a look at my subscribers. 1,400. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate the support. Aaron Dubber said to Tottenham Mandem, "You don't get it, do you? Us Levy outers, as you call us, want improvement. Now I get your agenda, and I think I know who you are using yet another fake name." Pete, let's talk about this. I don't like Daniel Levy. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that. You never
Not
said that.
not as a
You kept that well
human
hidden.
being. Not as a human being, but in terms of a football manager, a football chairman. For me, I just don't think that he's done enough in the last 20 years for this club on the pitch. People will keep going to me, we'll look at the commercials and the stadium and the training ground. That's great. But as a fan, half of my life has been with this chairman. And this half of my life, compared to the first half of my life, I've had less success. Now, I say I, as a fan base. Why is he still continually backed year after year after year, even though we pay the most money in Europe to watch a game? And the fact that we're on a 15-year trophy drought by the time we get to next May?
2 reasons. One, the stadium, because we've got that stadium there, a lot of fans think we owe him something, even though ENIC never put any of their money into it. It's all bought with club money, club debt. When they sell the club, their debt goes with it. They'll pocket the money that's from the stadium for what it's worth, but they haven't put any of their own money in to build it. It's all club money. Yeah. Secondly, is the excuses because we can't compete with oil money. All this crap you're constantly hearing. Yeah, Liverpool ain't got oil money. They've managed to win the league and be up there. They've just bought well and sold well and showed a bit of ambition when it's required. Leicester won the league without oil money. It was a one-off, but they still did it.
Yeah.
Man United ain't got oil money. They've competed a little bit at times, not so much now. But it's just our fans just want to give excuses why we can't be something. No, we can never do that. And the problem is, when you're told you can never do that, you believe it. And I think that's what's happened. He's told them over the years, we can't compete, we can't do this, we can't do that. When his excuse was before, our stadium don't allow us to compete and everything
Right. Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fans swallowed that. Okay, and he's probably right to an extent there. But now he's took that excuse away because there's a new stadium, so the money's there now. The stadium is a printing machine of money. Do you know what I mean? You got all the events. Oh, once we get all these events and all that, and then he rolled out COVID, and oh no, that's caused a problem. Well, other teams were still buying the players. They don't have concerts, everything else. It's I don't understand the fans' mentality of making excuses for it and not
I
demanding
don't.
it. I really
I
don't.
never can.
Now
I
I
never
feel like,
can.
and you're probably the same. It's like I said before. It's like being in a matrix. You know, when he has the red pill, when he wakes up and he sees all the pods, like fucking miles of them. But instead of being sucked for being battery, they're sucked for their wallets. But they're happy to keep along doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a season ticket anymore. I used to, but I can't afford it, and I won't pay it. Yeah, I can probably afford it if I wanted to, but I feel like I will not do it. I will not buy anything from the club until they actually put money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
But now, when you say like, I spent thousands of pounds from this club, all that means if you went to 3 games, because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the amount of
Yeah.
money it costs now. Do you know what I mean? And
It's
they're still
mad.
happy to do it. And you think most other fan bases will be up in arms about this. Look at Liverpool when they built that new stand and they tried to charge more. Their fans went mental. In
Yeah.
the end, they
Yeah.
back down. Do you know what I mean? But our fans go, okay. And then when we do have a protest about it, it's 15 people with a guitar and a bloke with his fucking Spurs shop. He spent 200 quid in the shop, club shop bag. And
Yeah.
if you try
It's
and do a protest like Stelios did, they get ridiculed and get slaughtered. You think, well, what
yeah.
do you want? What do you support club for then? Just to be here?
It is mad. For me, I don't. What I don't get is everything's in place now.
Yeah.
Stadium, Champions League, manager, director of football, training ground. We've got hotels. We've got casinos. It's all in place. Yet you suggest, Pete. I tell you what. You suggest a good player. Oh no, they won't come to Spurs.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? Why did we do this? Why did we go on this journey? We may as well have stayed at White Hart Lane. We were buying better players when we were at White Hart Lane.
We're a better team as well. We
We
might have
were a
even
better
won the league
team. We
by
were
now.
buying better players. Um, anyway, let's move on. KFC UK, okay, has said, to be fair, City are light in defence. At the end of last season, they had to play Fernandinho at right back. I
I'm sure
think
that
that
hurt
was,
them when they were picking up the league. It really bothered them.
I think that's a bit of an anomaly that both Walker and Cancelo were both injured at the same time. If you look at Man City's options now, they've got Walker and Cancelo at right back. They've got they'll have Cucurella if they get him, and Ake who can play left back, plus Cancelo can play there. They've then got Diaz, Stones, Laporte, and Ake who can play centre back. I really wouldn't say they're light in defence. I think I've just named 8 solid quality Premiership players there.
Plus, what City do, if they know they've got a weak point, they just don't let you have the ball. If they've got a
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
for a game, you got to get the ball off them first. Good luck with that.
yeah, yeah,
So you try and
yeah.
get the ball. They know what they're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's have a look. Someone asked a question. Paul, hello, Paul is back. He has said, question for the panel. If you had to prioritise, would you prefer a blockbuster player or have Conte extend his contract?
I think I'll take the player.
For me, it would have to be more than one player, but surely these things go hand in hand. What will happen is, even if we don't buy any more players and Conte extends a contract, people will go, see, we're going places. I still don't think we are. I can see us at the moment, Pete. I see us finishing 4th again at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be as easy as we think.
No, that's going to be a scrap. That will be a scrap.
Yeah.
We only did it last year with 2 points. And Arsenal
Yeah.
had basically no forwards. And we needed them to balls it up for us to get back in. I don't believe Conte is so far, I've not seen enough to warrant the godlike status he gets amongst the fans either. This is a man who lost at home to Wolves, Southampton. Many games last year, they were glaring. Like, you look at our 2-man midfield and we were getting outrun game after game after game.
Yeah.
But because we did put in a good couple of performances against City and Liverpool, everyone forgot about all that. But they were the games that actually cost us, because we don't expect to go to City and win. We don't expect to go to Liverpool to get a point. We wrote them points off. What we do expect is to beat Wolves and Southampton at home and Brighton at home. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
When it comes to these crunch games, he was found wanting many times and very stubborn. You need a forward on. We're chasing the game. I'll bring on Sanchez. I mean, come on. That's
Yeah.
not me saying Conte's crap, but the godlike status he gets amongst the fan base. I mean, I've seen people doing Don Matthews and all this crap. These images
People,
they
yeah,
put. Do you know what I mean?
it's
I think where's it coming
perception
from?
versus reality.
Yeah, you look at it. He scraped in with 2 points against a poor Arsenal team who relied on them to balls it up after we were in the driving seat and cocked it up in those games. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So for
Um.
me, he's not the B, and he hasn't. He's not. We didn't do anything in the like cups. We he hasn't got a great record in the cups.
So Interstellar has said you two could make a film. Glum and glummer. Too much negativity. I don't feel anything I've said isn't factual.
Just
Um.
realistic.
This is the thing. As I've said, I feel like it's been a decent window. No more, no less. All I'm saying is I don't feel it's moved us from fourth past fourth. I don't feel that again. That, I don't understand when you're realistic. When you point out facts, it's negativity. This is what I don't understand about these fans. Nobody. I asked a question earlier. I'll ask it again. Please, somebody tell me 5 top players coming off the bench. Yeah, in a 5-sub season that will come on and impact a game.
Well, better yet,
So,
tell us why. Tell us why it's negative. Give 5 reasons why,
yeah.
even one, why it's negative. That why what we're saying is wrong. Now, bearing in mind, there's 20 years of history behind this. Remember last year when we was in another WhatsApp group, and after the first 3 games, everyone was like, "This is great. Tankanga's the next Cafu," all that, and we got battered in all 3 of them games, or maybe not the Watford one, but especially the Wolves and City, and we were saying, "This ain't gonna last."
this is not
We
good.
got massive problems here. Ah, but we're
Yeah,
top of the league. Conte, Nuno's got manager of the month and everything else. You don't know what you're talking about. You're too negative. What more do you want? And we was like, it's all right now. We've scraped three wins, but you look at the football and you can see that there's a problem coming down the road. And then the next game it hit us like a fucking steam train. We got battered 3 games in a row. What 6 weeks later he's sacked. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's the same. It's the same sort of cycle. You see the sort of the early signs here. Well, hang on a minute. This ain't right. Do you know what I
Again,
mean?
it goes back to what you said earlier, mate. The thing is, it's all well and good. We could come on here, right? I could come on every show and go, "Oh my god, Pete, it's amazing. Pete, every signing's brilliant." But it's not true. It's not false. If people actually, I know it's difficult. Fans don't like doing it because they're tribalistic. But if you take off the glasses of the team you support, take a step back, and then look at things.
Take the
I
emotion
look
out
at
of it.
I look at Liverpool's squad. I look at Man City squad. Right, they can rotate for fun. Right, Liverpool could rotate their midfield 3 and still be very, very strong. Right, Liverpool have got 4 top quality centre backs. Right, etc., etc., etc. Liverpool have got wing backs that score goals for fun and assist for fun. I then look at Spurs and I go, right, the 11, we will always win games. We will always, as I said to you before, Pete, there will be games where we struggle because teams that sit back, and there'll be games where we absolutely annihilate teams because they play against us and Kane and Son revel in it. My point is there isn't the depth. And I won't apologise to that. I won't have anyone calling me a negative fan for that. What will happen is if I'm proven right again next year, no one will go, "Oh, Savva was right about that." What we'll get is, "Oh, it's because of fans like you. You're so negative."
Yeah.
It's because of fans like me. Kevin makes a good point. He said, "How many years do we get Conte plus Kane plus Son all in their prime? 2 years, maybe." That's why I hate when people say, "Wait till next summer and get top players. We need them now."
Exactly.
This is the thing, Pete. You've got Conte, you've got Kane, you've got Son, you've got players like Romero. You've got vital ingredients. We had this before when we had Poch. We had the ingredients there that we didn't want to go out and add any more ingredients. Yeah. Those ingredients, once one of them goes, let's say Kane went next summer, right? Let's say Conte walks. All of a sudden, your main ingredients are going.
Domino
Now
effect.
is the time. Strike the iron now while it's hot. Champions League, Conte, Kane and Son in great form. Romero coming into hopefully what should be another 3 or 4 peak years. Perisic, 33. Yeah. How many years you're going to get from him? Do it now. That's my point. For me, I find the people that settle, Pete, I find them negative.
Yeah, I do, because I think, well, what are you here for? What do you want? You might as well support a Sunday League team if you just want to watch a game every week. And that's the old expression: you fix the roof when the sun's shining. You don't wait till it start raining to start fix your roof. You do it beforehand. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. For sure. I mean,
Buy cheap, you buy twice. All these analogies, we've
yeah.
seen them all. And for me, like, it's all right saying everything's good now, but you take Kane out of that team, the whole thing can fall apart very quickly. And we got lucky last year. He only playing once a week. This year he's playing twice a week with his biscuit ankles. Do you know what I mean? Take him out, the whole thing can fall apart because there's no one who can do what he does. The poor geezer's doing two jobs, so you lose your goal threat and you lose your creativity. And then Son falls apart when Kane's not there and Kane's not playing well because no one's supplying him. And where's it coming from? That's not negative. That's realistic. Because that's the basis of our games last year. Our best performances last year was when Kane was dropping in the hole, Fred and picking out Son and put over the top, down the sides, whatever, and on he went onto it. You take that out.
Fingers crossed they don't get injured, mate. Fingers crossed. Peter, I'm going to have to disagree with you here. When you say you can't get exactly who you want because you have a wad and won nothing for years, I'm sorry. It's not about getting exactly who you want, right? The point is there's better players than what we're buying. And if we can't get the players that we want, why did we win? Why did we build the new stadium? Why did we bring in Conte not to really back a man? JJ Maker said, young Puddy to keep us in the top four for this season. Yes, but fuck coming season. No, not sure what that was about. Daryl has said to Peter, you think Spurs could get Botman or Koulibaly? I
think it's talking to the other Peter in the chat.
Yeah, talking to the other Peter. Tottenham man then has said 7 out of 10 window, need 2 to 4 more signings, in my opinion. Savva, look, fair enough. If that's your opinion. For me, I'd have it more as a 6. I feel like we've not, don't forget, a transfer window, Tottenham man, then for me is incomings versus outgoings. And at the moment, we've not done enough outgoing and we've not bought enough quality incoming. Apparently, there's a football game going on. Let me see if I can get the team. Has anyone got the team for the Spurs game?
Loris, Romero, Dyer, Sanchez, Royal, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Sessegnon, Kulusevski, Kane and Son.
Again, see, you look...
Basically the team that finished last season. Basically, that's the team.
So we're 2 weeks out from the season and not one of our new signings is playing. Am I right?
Yep.
So where are these 6 new signings? Let's ask them. What's everyone make about that then? So just in case anyone missed that, so that's Hugo Lloris in goal, Dyer, Romero, Sanchez, wing backs of Sessegnon and Royal. Was that Højbjerg and Bentancur in the middle, and then Kane, Son, Kulusevski. What do you make of that? Where's these new signings that were meant to be going through a Conte pre-season and coming into the first team? Immediate reactions are Emerson and Sessegnon at wing back again. Fuck's sake.
But this is what's going to happen next year. This is the reality of next year. This season coming. This is what we're going to get. And people are moaning about it now. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But you're negative if you do that. But this is the reality. This is what is that going to do to any team next season? Right. The most poor position in our squad that for a Conte system, and it's those two.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Just quickly, Peter, I hope this isn't to me because I was definitely around during the Alan Sugar days. If I remember rightly, didn't my man Alan Sugar win 2 trophies in his period at Tottenham Hotspur? Am I right? He won the FA Cup in 91 and the League Cup in 99. So I remember us finishing 3rd in that time as well. I remember watching people like Paul Gascoigne, Gary Lineker, Teddy Sheringham, Klinsmann. You have to ask what's changed. Mikhail, I disagree with you at one opinion. Never said you were wrong about everything. You need to realise people won't agree with you on every day. Mate, I don't expect them they do at all, Mikhail. I don't expect them to at all. And the thing is, Mikhail, I don't need people to agree with me. I hear the same things every summer. And Pete's known me for many years now. And every summer when I say something, I always caveat, don't I, Pete? I always caveat to you and go, Pete, I want to be wrong. Yeah. I want to get to next summer and hold my hands up and go, you know what, everyone, I was wrong. We were brilliant. But I'm sitting here looking and I'm thinking to myself, Kane and Romero get injured.
Fact.
That's all your
Real,
creativity and your
real,
defence.
yeah.
People in the chat, tell me, what do you think? This is the 11. What do you make of it? It's only a friendly, but where's Basuma? Where's Perisic? Where's Richarlison? Where's Jed Spence? Where's Longley? Where's Forster? Why is not one of them playing in a friendly 2 Saturdays before the season? Pete, here's my question to you. Oh, hang on. Here's the bench. So of the new players, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all on the bench. They're all on the bench. So looking at that 11, let's assume Perisic will start in the first 11 when the season starts. So will Basuma. Who's coming off that bench? Because all that means is Sessegnon will drop down to that bench. So will Højbjerg, and so will Davis. What's on that bench that makes people tell me that we're going to challenge and that I should stop trying to push this narrative that I do?
Well, when you find out, let me know. Answer on a postcard. You know what I mean? You got Richarlison who might come on and do something and piss people off and run around and wind up. Lucas who'll come on and run into brick walls. Other than that, that's it. Højbjerg, if you want to stiffen up the midfield, you could say you put him in.
Yeah.
But other than that, where is it? Where's the change? Is that when we need to chase the game, we're losing 1-0, you bring him on, or do you know what? This team they're sitting so deep. We need to try and open them up in a different way. Where's that? There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all.
Just quickly, this is a cool one. Brian said, I don't like it when people won't buy this and that because of the owners. The club is bigger than the owners. Brian, I get that. But at the same time, I think if people are putting their money in, they expect something back. Now, everything is relative. If I turn around to you, Pete, and said, all right, I'm going to go and do my food shop at Aldi or Lidl, I know what I'm getting, right? And I know that I'm paying cheaper because of that. I then go into the next bracket and go, all right, I want to go to Sainsbury's. I know I'm paying more. I know I'm getting better. I then go, I've got loads more money now. I'm going to do my weekly shop in Waitrose, but it's going to be really expensive. Problem is, Daniel Levy's charging us Waitrose prices, but with Lidl products. Would that be fair? That's what he's doing.
Yeah, listen, that's obviously a dig at me, but that's fine. I don't think I still support the club. It doesn't mean I got to support the club by putting money in it all the time. It never used to have to be like that. Is a measure of how much you support the club ain't how much money you put in. Now I've put in thousands as well in my time. I used to buy the kits and the club shop and the training gear and all that when it was nice. It's a load of shit now as well. I'll add that bit. It's fucking horrible stuff. But every year we get a slogan with a new kit to dare is raise your dare or something like that. All these things. What's that? I can't remember what the latest one was. Yeah.
God knows.
And you think, okay, well, you do it? You show me when are you going to do it? You give me all
where's
these
your
slogans. Yeah, where's your dare? Someone in the chat, what's this year's slogan with the kit? Apart from being well, a load of crap. But come on, last year was raise your dare. There was one this year. I can't remember what it is, but all these slogans to justify you spending £80 on a kit. When are they going to do it?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? That's what I get the ump about. So I'm thinking, I'll raise and every time I get any communication from this club, it's about how I can spend money in the shop.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Everything is geared toward me spending money. Now, I don't mind spending money. And this is what the owners don't get. Make the team successful. Fans are happy. Fans spend money. Do you know what I mean? They'll buy all the kits and everything else because they're happy. They're proud to be part of the club. And they're getting something back. It's a two-way street.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Just because I refuse to go, I ain't gonna buy anything or buy in the club. That's my prerogative. But I still support the team every game. I just don't support the owners. That's the difference.
Absolutely.
When these owners actually put their money where their mouth is, which so far they haven't done. People say, the statement. Well, all it was so far is a statement. Is a few words saying there's a little withdrawal fund if we want it that we've had to borrow to pay for it. By the way, where is it? It's not here. Where's the raise your dare? When are they going to do it? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go on a skywalk. I don't want to go in the shop. I just want my team to be competitive. Yeah, you do it first. To dare is to do. That's the club motto for years. Yeah, but the Dare Dream Dive or whatever it was. All that
Yeah,
sort of crap.
it's
Do you know
not.
what I mean? All
It's
these
nonsense.
slogans. When's their time to do it? Show me when you're gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me to do it. You do it, and then I'll follow.
Yeah, but the problem is people run with that. People run with it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
let's go to the comments for a bit. I mean, Tottenham Mandem. I mean, this is the sort of thing you put up with as a Spurs fan, isn't it, Pete? That this man will say we're complaining about Spurs, but will now completely belittle all of Man City's defence, which was the best defence in the league and wins titles years in, year out. Ake and Stones being called quality is hilarious.
This is
Okay,
your man, Son over Salah. This is your boy.
right, it's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Then he said Laporte fell off a cliff as well. Then our centre backs are shite, but City's aren't phenomenal in my opinion. Yeah, Diaz and Laporte as a starting partnership are dreadful. Absolute. I mean, to be fair, they should have the league taken away from them with those two playing.
He fell off the cliff because he's carrying the league trophy. That's why. I mean, well, I bet he went down with
Pete,
that.
this is what you get.
4 years out of 5, they've won the league. Do you know what I mean?
So was that 4 out of 5?
Yeah, 4 out of 5 years they've won the league with these players.
Yeah, I know, but not good enough.
No.
Brian said, Pete, Arsenal also needed us to balls it up 1 point for them to be in contention, which we obliged. Kane Legger said, mate, they start in the Spurs' current team. Oh, hang on. Exactly.
I think this chat's going far back, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'll tell you what, let me bring it closer to where we are now. JJ Maker said, you're either born a winner or you become a winner. Daryl Denton has said, there's 20 Spurs YouTube channels. Just find what suits you, whether you, whichever fence you sit on. Absolutely. Look, guys, I know me. I know what I'm about. Most of you do now as well. If you want realism, if you want someone that's going to tell the truth, that's not going to try and just be, look at me, I'm amazing, I'm a fake ITK. Oh, I love the club. Please let the club use me in their promotional videos. If you want that, go and watch someone else. If you want realism, you'll tune into people like me, like Stell, Tottenham Away, Henry Wright, Bob Spur. There's many others out there, but people that will just Pete when his new show starts, which is North London Is. Go and follow Pete. Go and subscribe. It's North London Is.
It's going live Monday.
And here's the. Hang on, let me hide that. There you can see.
Can I just say on top of what you said there, for those of you that are in the chat that are like-minded like us and want more, this is why you have to do the likes, the subscribes, and all that, because unfortunately, the happy clappers of the club set the narrative that goes on social media that everything's great and all the rest of it. If you want more different, I'm not saying just by liking Savva's channel or my channel, his channel, everything's going to change, but they control the narrative. If I was working for Spurs and social media, I'd have a look at Twitter. Oh yeah, Emerson Royal's great and Sassuon's mustard and we're so happy. When in reality, there's plenty of us that don't feel like that. But until we actually get more of the narrative, and that's why it's important you like these channels. So they get more coverage on YouTube. They get out to more people. Until we do that, nothing is ever going to stand a chance of changing.
Exactly. KSC UK has come back and said Liverpool can't. As soon as Thiago gets injured, their midfield worsens by quite a bit. Again, a team that's just nearly won the quadruple, won the league a couple of years ago, won the Champions League a couple of years ago.
Every final.
Every final.
They played the maximum amount of games any team can ever play.
Yeah, but apparently their midfield's crap without one.
And I'm sure he played all 63. I'm sure he played all 63, Thiago.
You know what? I think Thiago is world class. I do. I think he's amazing. But if he doesn't play, you've still got Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, Harvey Elliott.
He doesn't need to play against Brentford and Brighton. They can rest him and still win games with what they've got. We have to play our maximum squad every game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Spurs Detective, how are you, my friend? We talked quite a bit on Instagram. Said Savva thoughts on AC Milan, maybe agreed a deal for 17 million.
I think that's for Tanganga.
Is this a permanent deal for Tanganga? If that is, I think that's wonderful business, because I think he is another one who is meh. Get it in. I mean, if we're getting 17 million for him and pay 12.5 million for Spence, have a look at the market we're in. Look at the market we're in. Let's have a SOF said Kane and Son are getting older. Haaland is just getting started. He's going to tear the league up when he hits his prime. Spurs' time to win is now.
Tear the league up now, mate. He's going to do it now.
I think he'll tear it up now as well. But I think that, the point you're trying to make there, SOF, is what we were saying, right? That you've got Kane now in his prime. You've got Son in his prime. You've got Conte. At some point, you need to say, let's stop worrying about what we're going to do in 2-3 years, because those players won't be in their prime in 2 or 3 years.
Strike
It's
while
now.
the iron's hot. While
It's
the iron's
now.
hot, you've got to strike.
Let's have Son played very well without Kane.
Tell me when last year. Tell me when last year. It's all right saying that before when we had Ericsson and all the rest of it. That's what people say. Oh, when we got Kane, we can have Son. But that was when our squad was good. We could do it. Now we don't. We can't. There was plenty of games last year where Son was dreadful, even with Kane.
Yeah.
But when Kane was off boil, when he was marked out of the game, Son was nowhere to be seen. Time and time again. Do you know what I mean? It's a real worry. But you would think recent history, when we had that squad, we didn't challenge for the title per se because we were never within, I think, 5 points of the leaders at the time. But the iron was hot then. We didn't strike. Yeah. We've now got to a point where it's not as hot because that team we got now is nowhere near as good as the team we had then. But it's now time to have a go again. So they don't learn from their mistakes, the owners and the fans, because they still come out more excuses why we shouldn't do it. Why we can't.
And how many games did Kane not play last season?
First couple, wasn't
it? I remember him not playing the first game against City. I think, did he come on as a sub
against Wolves? Because there were silly fans booing him and all that shit.
I feel like that. Paul, hello to you. Yes, we are both very, very well. Can I please ask? One person's unsubscribed. I mean, that means I'm telling the truth. If I can get one more subscriber. Also, there are 115 of you in the chat. Please, can I get 15 more likes to get this to 100 likes? Scott M, hello to you, sir. He has said, Thiago played 25 games out of 38 last year and their midfield was just fine. They are not like us. They have actual depth and ability to play without their top players. Bang on. Phil President said, anything truthful in this fan base is considered negative and it doesn't suit some fans' narratives. Absolutely. Right. AZ Spurs with 50 days left of the window. We have 6 players in. Okay, that doesn't change anything we said. AZ Spurs, you boys are so negative. AZ Spurs.
Tell me why.
AZ Spurs, I've asked the question. No one will answer me. Take our first 11 out. Where are the 5 good players coming on to change a game? I've asked the question. No one can answer me other than Richarlison. Don't call me negative. Prove me wrong. I always say to people when they come at me on YouTube and Instagram, Pete, say, don't tell me I'm wrong. Use your words. Put a sentence together.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Shane O'Neill said, we've apparently won the transfer window and I'm seeing the same shite in the starting 11.
Yeah, exactly. All that, yeah.
Yeah. Scott agreed. Frustrating to see that 11. It's a bit weird for me. Same 11 last season. I didn't have any plans on doing a watch along. I will watch the game, and if people want to still continue to chat, I can certainly do that. Pete, you don't have to, but I will certainly do that for the first half. Aaron Darby said it's definitely.
What channel is it on? Is it on the old stream?
I've got it on. Hang on, let's see. I've got IPTV Smarters account, so I know that it is on. Where is it? Channel listings. Oh, UK Friendlies. I've got it on. If anyone's got IPTV Smarters, so I'm just trying to see if I can find it now. I know it's not started yet, but
no, I got that.
Sorry,
I'll find it somewhere. Let's
see if I can find UK Friendlies. Right. Okay. Now I see what you were saying. So it's UK Friendlies. Sorry, everyone. Bear with me 1 second. UK Friendlies. Friendly 15. Jesus Christ. We're Friendly 15. Right. So I've got that on ready to go if anyone does want to stick about. That's very... Now we're talking about the 11 again. That's very disappointing. Let's go to... here we go. This guy. I like this guy. I'm sorry, Savva. This is rubbish. The spelling of my name was rubbish, correct? 50 days left, 6 signings in, and you're moaning. Seriously, AZ Spurs, listen to what's being said. I'm not moaning. This is what I expected Spurs to do. There is just nothing that is amazing. So when you're saying 6 signings in, great. We've got 1 loan, 2 freebies, one's a backup striker, one's a 12.5 million player from the Championship. If you're happy with that, then you're the problem with this club.
Yeah, I was going to say to him, if we don't buy quality players in the rest of the window, is he going to moan?
Yeah.
Or is he going to be content with that? Because I don't care. We bought 100 players by now. If they're not good enough, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Here we
think.
go.
So for me, I was hoping that now, obviously we've got Conte, we've got Champions League, stadiums had a full year in it, all the concerts, and then the statement. You think, okay, this club has given themselves nowhere to go now for
Right.
not fucking bringing in some quality players this summer. And really, I mean, you'll have fans say that these are quality players, which is part of the problem. But will these fans at the end of the window, if we're not any really stronger than we are, our first 11, it's not got at least 4 new players in it, turn around and say, hang on a minute, you've
Right.
to the club and you've sold us a lie. Yeah,
Absolutely.
where is it? What is it? I bet they don't. They'll be full of excuses why we couldn't get this. We know what will happen. The last 2 days of the window, we'll get linked with some blockbuster player, and we couldn't get it over the line. All that crap.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
how many times that one been pulled out? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will they
we
turn
tried.
around and say, yeah, we tried. Yeah. Will they turn around and say, hang on a minute? Nah, enough is enough. You've sold up all the excuses you gave us before. You've eliminated them all yourself as a club, as an owners. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? What happened? Especially in this market where this good players are going cheap. It's not as
I
if
know.
you're buying. You have to pay £80 million for a centre back Harry Maguire's level. It's half price now. It's like every player's got the old yellow sticker on them. Do you know what I mean? In the supermarket, because it's a buyer's market.
Pete, let's sum this up. This is Spurs fans. Are you ready? So Aaron, this isn't about Aaron. Aaron's gone back to AZ Spurs and said, we won 2 cups in the 90s, though it was awful. We've only won 1 in 22 years of Levy. AZ Spurs has responded, and what good did those trophies do? Wow. Wow. AZ Spurs. There you go. FA Cup and League Cup is not the same as the League and Champions League. Last time I looked, we haven't won the League or Champions League.
Nowhere near it.
Yeah.
What's a one final?
Mikhail said, I don't make any of that. It's just a friendly. Longley and Spence started training the team 4 days ago. Basuma had COVID. Perez. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. If we're buying players and none of them are starting in friendlies, what's the point? Because you know the excuse, Pete, for the first few games of the season.
I haven't gelled, yeah.
I haven't gelled.
That's what pre-season's for.
Game time. I'm sorry. I don't care if Longley and Spence only trained with the team 4 days ago. Chuck them in. It's a friendly.
Exactly.
Right, AZ, any more of this sort of stuff, I will block you because you've come in and clearly a troll.
I got to think this is your boy as well, the same fella.
Who? Conrad Hart?
No, the other. It's AZ Geezer. He's probably your son over Salah Muppet.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Conrad has said, I understand where you guys are coming from, but last season from January, Spurs played better in the league than all the teams other than Liverpool and City. Yes, but Conrad, as I keep saying to people, please remember that from January, Spurs had 1 game a week. Spurs played once a week and could put the same 11 out. Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea were juggling 4 competitions each. Right? So you've got to remember this year, we're now going to have Champions League games. Yeah? So all of this, Conte got 2 points per game. I want to see how he does when we've got a game every 3 or 4 days. Conrad has said this starting lineup will be the first team, in my opinion, with the others starting in the Champions League and the Cup games. Okay, interesting. AZ Spurs is back and says, "I'm done listening to this rubbish. Bye." Well, thank God. Hit the like button on your way out. You melt. Peter has said we will get better players when we are consistently in the Champions League. No, sorry.
We had that
Why?
before.
I've heard that before as well. Nonsense.
Do you know what will be this season? Oh, we're going to go big in January.
Right, Pete. Honestly, the excuses I hear now will be the excuses we hear next summer.
4 years in the Champions League, and we were buying in Kudu and NG and
right. And that is, this is how we do it. Nailed it, Pete. Big up Savva, the club needs show ambition. Rovers 28 says ungrateful lot. Can I ask a question? Can you use some grammar? Like, it makes it easier. Ungrateful lot. Owners haven't done this and that. Shut up. You do it then. Crying lot. Wah wah.
If I had the money, I would, mate.
I mean, forget what he said. What a sentence. Mate, message me and I will send you a dictionary. You're welcome to use it.
English, yeah.
Aaron has said at Rob Burge, yeah, mate. No. They're having a private chat. Jonathan Smith said, Man City's defence are all internationals. I mean, Man City's defence is the best in the league for a reason. Here you go. Luan, again, I love this is my line. This is my line. Some of these Spurs fans have the club they deserve. Simple as. I agree with you. Rob Birch said, rather spend my money elsewhere. It's like £1,200 for a season to get older now. Fuck that. We don't win fuck all. Don't buy decent players. Second class all the time. Buy cheap, buy twice.
Yep.
Rob, I'm not disagreeing with you. North London is, I'll be there.
Thank you. See you there.
Is he talking about?
I think he's saying he might subscribe. I'm taking
Oh,
that.
perfect. Yeah, please subscribe. Please do. Please subscribe. People
There'll be a
putting
gooner on there as well. You can throw through him as well. There's a gooner on there as well. It's me and a gooner. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. KFC UK. I love this name. This is why I don't give the club money. Don't buy the kits or go to games. The board needs to go. Let's see. Luan has said, full ball. I've been glazed out for infinite amount of years. Full ball. I don't know what you're on about. Peter Simons has said, you don't recognise we have a quality first 11. I don't think we've got a quality first 11. I think we've got quality within it.
Function.
I think
It can function at times.
Yeah. From our whole back five, if we're including the wing backs, I'd say that there's quality in Romero and Perisic. In the midfield, I'd say that there's quality in Basuma and then Kane and Son. I would say that leaves us not a quality 11. If it was a quality 11, then last year we wouldn't have struggled to beat so many bad teams. Audio Artisan says Tanganga will become world-class under Maldini. Not a chance. I subscribed and liked, but if I disagree with you on one pin server, you tell me to unsubscribe. No, I'm Deez is Mikal. I'm messing about. Don't take it too hard. It's
Pinch
football.
Pinch of salt, mate.
It's football. It's not that deep, people. It's not that deep. My opinion on Spurs is my opinion on Spurs, right? As a paying fan, I'm allowed my opinion. I've followed this club all over the world for 20 years. So please just relax. Haaland is a very good player, but is very injury prone. Has he missed a lot of football? Because his goal scoring record is ridiculous for a 21-year-old. Daryl Denton has said, if the first 11 are quality, we won't need to improve any position. On that, I can't agree. I agree. My guy, Dubro. Love this name. I'm really hopeful a big name player is coming in. No way we don't get a quality centre-back, maybe a midfielder. Very frustrating. AZ got the hump and left. Good. We can all agree that... Listen, I'm all for different opinions, but what I like is there's people in here that I just like. Me and... Peter Simons disagree quite a bit, but he's in all my shows and we use sentences to converse, right? There's no shot fired. There's no mud slinging. There's no name calling. Simon has said Savva and Peter are talking facts. Phil President said the Glazers are better. At least they put their money where their mouth is. My good
record.
Well, but they put money in.
Oh, they use their own money. They use the club money, don't they? They just don't pay the debt off. But they still back the managers with money. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I think he meant.
Yeah.
Where are we? We're at 13 minutes to a kickoff. Peter Simon said we have lots of quality on the bench today. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we do, because those players should be in the first team. Honestly, Peter, I'll say this, and I'll be at the first game of the season. I will do a live stream from the ground just an hour before kickoff when the team is announced. I will do a 5-minute live stream and I will highlight the sub bench. And I will point out that there is no one that will come on and change a game other than Richarlison if it is Kulusevski that starts. If not, it will be Kulusevski that comes on. But you've got to have at this level, Liverpool, Man City, they have 3 or 4 that can come on. Chelsea can bring on the likes of Pulisic. Chelsea can bring on the likes of Ziyech. Do you know what I mean? It's different levels.
You got a variation as well, not just bringing on like for like.
Apocalypse Now says the only difference now is the future is all about buying players. Just hope Conte can stay. Jezza Kai Penny has said, does the panel and chat support Spurs friendly versus Roma in what is officially declared? And I will not read the rest of that. Peter Simons says, Perisic and Basuma are quality, plus Kulu and Romero and Bentancur. What's the problem? Peter, I didn't say there was a problem with those players. I can't. It's about the 11. You said we had a quality 11. It's not a quality 11. Half of that 11 is quality. The rest of it is made up with people like Sessegnon, Royal, Davis, Sanchez, Dyer. You know, Amwin, Yosopi Mouning. Pete, he's talking to you.
To me?
No, he's talking to me. I think
you should get a free dictionary of every subscription, mate.
50% of those words are spelt correctly. And wow, brilliant. I think it's brilliant when illiterate people try and belittle you. It's really, really good. Where are we? This guy's great. Get him on against Savva. Yeah, Pete is a top guy. Look, you know, Jimmy Costco said, to be fair, I've been called a troll by Savva for not rating Gallagher. Mate, how can anyone not rate Conor Gallagher? I don't understand. Look, the boy went to Palace and look how he shone.
But he rates Skip.
Pardon?
I bet he rates Skip.
I just don't get it. I'll ask you, Jimmy, what do you not rate about Conor Gallagher's game? Is it his goal scoring, his assists, his engine, his passing, his tackling, his work rate? What do you not rate? Just a question. Does anyone else not rate Conor Gallagher? I would have him straight in R11 alongside Basuma all day, every day. Would you take him, Pete?
Yes, it's just no brainer, really, isn't it? You want
I
players
don't
like
get
that. For me, I'll be honest. Our best team wouldn't include Kulusevski. It'd include a number 10. You'd have the two midfielders and then a creative player, say James Maddison and Kane and Son. That's not me saying Kulusevski's a bad player or anything like that. I do like him, but I think for the whole team to function in terms of where you can create from the sides, down the middle, everything like that, Kane can get back to where he wants to be, is at the top end of the pitch. That'd be my ideal lineup and formation with the right players.
I think I really want to see that, Pete. I'm not bored of seeing Kane drop because he can't do it, because he definitely can. I'm bored of seeing Kane drop because Kane's a 25, 30 goal a season striker that's having his figures ruined because we don't buy any creativity. And I think I said on a show the other day, and people in the chat, let me know what you think. The figures of Kane's goal scoring since Eriksen left has massively changed. I mean, the 3-4 years before Eriksen left, they were 25, 27, something like that. And now it's 21s, 17s, 22s. It can't be a coincidence, can it, that the more he's dropping deep, the less goals he's scoring?
No, because he's not there, is he?
No.
Son's has gone up because obviously Kane's doing Eriksen's job. But it's not good enough. You get someone in there who can feed the pair of them. Then you got a real potent force at any one time. You're going to get hurt. Whereas now you've got to wait for Kane to drop. It's hard to mark Kane and Son and then stop a creative midfielder. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then hopefully maybe a decent quality fullback on either side. You stretch teams then. They can't just go, all right, we'll pack the middle. We won't get them through there because we know that wide they're shit. You've got creativity all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you need to get that door?
No. Do you know what? I'm quite surprised, actually. My missus has gone out for the day, and that normally means there's at least 15 Amazon parcels turning up.
Oh, don't.
I've not had one yet.
Don't. Listen, I'm getting married.
Fucking mad.
I'm getting married 2 months today, actually. and every bloody parcel that comes is something. It's for the wedding.
Yeah,
I'm
Amazon. Yeah.
Well,
Mine's for the house.
Oh, mate.
Mm,
Well, it doesn't help that I'm renovating my house as well. So,
yeah,
but
I've just bought mine and we're doing it up. This is for the house. That's for the house.
let's talk this. Let's talk this. Kane will outscore Haaland. Mark my words. Where are you at with this, Pete? Is Kane going to score more than Haaland this year?
Not if we're playing the way we're setting up now with him dropping deep. If he has had a creative force behind him and he's allowed to stay up there, I think it's a strong possibility if we get the rest of it right. If as it stands now and he's dropping deep, not a chance. Because let's be honest, with what Man City create, Haaland can sit there with a newspaper on the penalty spot most of the game and then comes in, all right, mate, bosh, that's one in. And he won't have to move outside the box because the balls will just be coming in exactly where he needs them and he'll just sit there, bosh, bosh, bosh. Where Kane will be working like a cart horse, trying to get Son's goals, keep the team going, where Haaland can just sit there with his fag and cigar and just wait for the balls to drop at his feet or on his head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me, I look, there's so many variables now, aren't there? I think if we could sit here and say, right, both of them are going to play 38 league games, right, then you could actually probably have the debate. I think the difficulty is, will they both play 38 league games? If not, Man City are more likely to rest Haaland for a Premier League game and put him in the big games in the Champions League, whereas Spurs won't rest Kane because
we can't afford to.
Because you can't afford to. People say now, we've got Richarlison, we can rotate him in. Richarlison isn't that creative force that Kane is. So if you've got Richarlison, Kulusevski and Son, they all want to run in behind. Who's passing to them? I think in a straight shootout, Haaland will win it simply because he plays for Man City.
He's got a better supply line. Put it that way. He's got a better supply line and a constant supply line. That is in his advantage. Kane has got the experience in the league. If he's allowed to just play as a striker, he's got the experience and know-how of the league to and probably a bit more intelligence where he's more experienced player to get him a couple of notches. So it'll be a good battle. Do you know what I mean? That'd be the new sort of his Messi or Ronaldo sort of battle. If it could be allowed to happen, that'd be great. It's great for the league as well. But for me, we've got no chance. Kane's got no chance if he keeps having to do two jobs.
Yeah.
Let him just do his main job.
Just quickly, I keep seeing a lot of chat in the comments about my moderators and what's happening. I haven't seen what's gone on. Savva, have a word with your mods. Don't harass because of opinions. Mods, what's going on? Look, you know me. I'll let a lot slide. I don't want people being booted out because of capitals. You know what it means when someone steps over the line. When they step over the line, we kick them out. If not, I'm more than happy. If anyone's got a difference of opinion, that's fine. But there's just no need for people to be rude. My guy, dude, bro, great name. I love his name. I find it hard to believe these are all Conte signings. I hope I'm wrong and the team flies, but no way this is good enough for Conte.
This is what we've been saying for all this time.
He's put, I don't rate Skip. All right, tell us why you don't rate Gallagher. KFC said, I don't rate Gallagher yet. Need to see what he does at Chelsea. I mean, listen, I don't need to see what he does at Chelsea. I've already seen what he's done in the Premier League. That boy is a quality footballer with a lot of assets. Brian said, what a great loan move that was from Chelsea. Yeah. Look at the youngsters Chelsea are producing and look at what we're producing. That's a whole different conversation, Pete, isn't it?
All day long.
Why is Chelsea's youth academy so good and Oz so bad? We'll get to that later. Jimmy has said, like Savva, I don't rate Skip, Davis, Dyer, Sess, Højbjerg, Royal, Lucas, Doherty, Sanchez. Just so you know, out of that, I've never said I don't rate Skip or Højbjerg. I think
this is me. This is because I said to him, he's the one who said I don't rate Gallagher, but I said he probably rates Skip, so he's coming back at me. Fair enough. Well done.
Yeah.
But quite often fans who don't rate Gallagher or that will then say Skip is the generational and all the rest of it. So if you're an exception, fair play to your son.
Yeah. Ditcher, good afternoon to you, sir. He said, Savva, I don't know how some fans, including Tobes, I guess he's talking about tapping Tobes, are defending the window so much. No top centre back yet. One Romero injury away from mediocrity. No creative mid. No top right wing back. Look, Tobes is his own person. He's welcome to his own opinions. I haven't seen all of his opinions on the window. I've seen him say that we definitely need more players in. However, I do agree with you. I feel we are a Romero injury away from a very bad back three. No quality at right wing back and no creativity. So, yes, I am with you. But apparently that will be perceived as negative.
I think I think why a lot of fans get excited over the windows because the bar for windows is so low. Just like the bar for players at Spurs is so low with what we've done in recent years, that anything just slightly above that is seen as great because that bar is so low. Anything other than Emerson Royal is great, but look how low that bar is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always a problem.
Yeah, agreed. Aditya's come back and said, Savva, our academy is crap as well, bro. We can't generate revenues from academy, unlike Chelsea. I mean, look, if Tanganga goes today, that's money from the academy. But yes, in terms of the regularity that Chelsea will bring players through, some of them make it and continue in the first team for years. Others don't, but then get sold for 25, 30 million, and they do it regularly. They did it with Tammy Abraham. They did it with Tomori. They did it with Guehi. They did it with Lamptey. I mean, I've just named 4 players who play in top leagues that must have fetched nearly 100 million between them.
It's a revenue stream,
Chelsea do something right. Can we all calm down in the chat? Like, I'm seeing a lot of chat talk about everyone bullying each other and mods and stuff. Just calm down. Just talk football. If you're going to have a go at someone, cuss the shit out of me and Pete. We'll take it, yeah. But just
bring it on.
Don't get so aggy with each other. Jimmy Cosco said Kane scored 17 goals and starting scoring in January. If Haaland scores 17 goals, it would be a good season for him. Yeah. Kane scored 17 goals, started scoring. Yeah, well, listen, that's not my fault that Kane didn't want to actually start scoring goals before January. Look, again, the difference is the supply line that you're going to be getting at Man City. And the problem is the supply line at Spurs is Kane. So I think that the goals will be shared around a bit more now that Perisic is in there and Richarlison. It'll be interesting to see. Luan has said Haaland will score more in the league and in all competitions. I think Pete, someone said to me the other day, I think the difference with someone like Haaland is there will probably be a few games against teams like Fulham and Wolves. Sorry, Fulham and Forest and Bournemouth, games where you could see him almost getting 4 or 5 in a game. You know, like at City at home. And for me, Kane is doing too much stuff elsewhere on the pitch to worry about to get that.
Exactly, because Kane used to do it.
Yeah.
Kane, I remember the season we got about 4 hat-tricks in one season in 17-18 or 16-17. It was a machine. But because he had a supply line, he was either coming from wide or coming through the middle. He just had to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Now he's got to do everything. He's like Cinderella. He's got the broom, the lot. Do you know what I mean? Ain't cleaning the windows.
Mm-hmm. Just quickly, what do you make? I'm just watching the teams line up here. Same old Spurs faces. Would you rather have Tavernier at right wing back than any of ours? The Rangers right wing back.
Definitely. I'd rather have my nan at right wing back than Emerson Royal. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I said, for such an important position in this system, to have what we have there is criminal. I mean, it might not stay that way. Hopefully it doesn't. But if that's how we go into the season, if I was at other teams, I mean, Doherty's the best out of the bad bunch. And it's taken him a long time to come to the fore a bit. And we're not talking someone who's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's done okay when he went on his little run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, coming from a very low bar. It's coming from an extremely low bar. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm not going to go live watching the game. I feel like the number of the number of people watching this show
drop off.
Yeah.
And they're having a row too much. It's getting a bit lively in there.
Yeah, it is. Guys, just calm down. Look, I'll speak to the mods. Mods, look, listen, I'm cool with anyone as long as they're not too rowdy. Look. Can we, guys? I want comments like this to stop. This is not what I want for my channel. Please. Look, Pete, let's leave it there because everyone's
Yeah.
getting a little bit rowdy. All I would ask before people go, can I get 6 more likes?
Go and
People
get some sun. Calm down a bit. Have a beer in the
Yeah,
sun.
have a
Calm
beer.
down a bit.
Calm down. Right, Pete, I'm going to go and watch the Spurs game. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for inviting, mate. Anytime.
No, brilliant as always. I'll
Enjoyed
speak to you later on WhatsApp. I'm going to
See
watch
that.
the Spurs game, then I'm going to go for a beer. Enjoy your day. Catch you soon.
that.
Thanks
See
to
you
everyone
later.
in the chat. Keep it football in the chat. Keep it football. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.